Evening, freaks. I'm here to give you a read straight from the hip with lots of lip, and I'm doing something different tonight. I got an inspiration. See, this is why I want to do free flow with this channel. I don't want to get locked into any patterns. I just want to go with the flow of what inspires me, you know, when I feel that little tug, like, oh yeah, do that read, okay? So I am going to do a pick a card read. I'm going to make 3 piles here. This video is just going to be a selection video, okay? And then I'm going to do 3 separate readings depending on, you know, which pile you picked, okay? So make a note of what pile you picked because I'm going to be releasing these, you know, as I finish them, okay? And we are going to look at a very specific question. And that question is, I'm going to let you all, you know, watch me shuffle the deck as I, you know, separate into 3 piles, okay? And we'll pick some cards together, you know, as I'm just sort of laying out how this is going to go, right? And what we're going to be looking into. We are going to be looking into what door do you need to walk through now? And what are the keys that you need in order to move out of the crossroads and make that transition, step through that door that leads to your new direction? We are all really heading into this place of moving in a new direction, okay? And there's a lot of closure of old cycles coming up, okay? And we're going to really see things start to come together in Leo season. This is when we're going to see the movement actually start to take place. So I thought it would be great to look at this, you know, because some of you may be trying to identify what is the door that I'm supposed to go through. You might have a choice of a few different doors that you're wanting to go through. And I just heard, you know, the price is right, bitch. You know, there's a little of that energy, you know, there's a little bit of that energy where, you know, you got 3 doors, okay? So that's why I'm laying it down like this. You got 3 doors to choose from, right? And I think that, you know, it's not the easiest decision. You're trying to find, you know, the best route to get where you want to go. And also there's this quality in the collective right now that in order to move out of the crossroads, you got to be open. You got to be spontaneous. You have to be willing to have your mind blown a little bit. You need to be able to, you know, give yourself over to being a little shaken and stirred, right? Because right now we're being cracked open. That's the whole process we're all collectively going through right now. We're being cracked open, and you can't think of it as being broken, okay? You can't think of it as being broken. It's a cracking open that actually brings forward, you know, it brings forward all the goodness, right? It brings forward all the nourishment, you know, everything that's going to actually give you what you need, okay, collective? That thing that's been missing, you know, when I think of nourishment, I think of the place that's been empty, that you've been needing to feel, you know, filled, right? So sometimes that involves like this cracking open process. It's just like, I don't know why I'm getting this coming in as this download specifically, but it's sort of like, if you want the omelet, you got to crack the eggs, right? Or you're not going to get the omelet. And so that's what we're looking at right now. Okay, we've got pile 1, door number 1. All right, I'm not gonna, this is an issue of moving forward for everybody, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there right now with this Chariot card, all right? We're trying to feel out what do we need to do to move forward. And this was as a crossing influence, okay? So this is the crux of the matter. I'm gonna just kind of let that Chariot card sit there holding the crux of the matter. Ooh, and this was up right in the middle of the deck. Pretty wild, okay? Ten of Cups. Okay, so this is what we're trying to figure out. How do we move forward to our true fulfillment, our true happiness, that thing that's really going to fulfill us, right? And put us in our happy place, right? Our happy place. Okay, how do we root that? What is the door we need to go through? Okay, so these came out as sort of the crux of the matter. I'm going to let that represent sort of like a crowning influence over this pile selection, just to hold that space. Okay, so we know that this is what we're moving towards. What door do you need to take to get you there? How do you move out of the crossroads, out of this place of indecision towards your ultimate happiness? What door do you need to choose? Okay, all right, so we're going to do this kind of an interesting way here. We're going to pick 3 cards from the tarot. For each pile, okay? I'm going to cut the deck into 3s and take the top 3 cards from each pile. We're going to do this with a few decks, okay? These reads are going to be fun. So I've got door number 1, 2, 3, door number 2, door number 3. All right, let's expand on this a little bit. Let's bring in the playing cards, the good old bicycle cards, my mixed deck. I got a mixed deck of both shadow and light aspects, you know, with these playing cards. That's what I use for my wild card reads. The wild card reads are some of my most favorite. We're going to do the same thing. This is how we're going to choose all of them. All right. I really feel like with the energy that's building, the expansiveness of the energy that's building, you know, we have to remember that there is some interesting dynamics with the astrology for this lunar cycle. And if you didn't check out my reads that I did that were about the new moon energy, how to best work through those, you know, different aspects that we were contending with in this lunar cycle, which is really with us throughout this entire month of July. You know, do check it out. I do break it down for each individual sign too. But there's a lot of big Jupiter energy on offer, but it's sort of like this kind of tricky energy. It's tricky. It operates through reversal. It was 808 that I saw on the clock there. So again, 808 keeps coming in. How many times has 808 come in my readings recently? Hawaii is coming in big time. Hawaii is such a strong message, and I can't help but see this 2 of Hearts energy there, okay? So there's something about some kind of heart-centered soul connection and Hawaii coming through here, okay? This is for the collective, all right? And maybe there's something missing, you know, and maybe it involves Hawaii for some of you all. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay, a lot of cards in my lap here. Woo! There's the 10 of Hearts. All right, collective. There's a lot on offer, you know, and that's the big Jupiter energy. It does promise ultimate happiness, okay? But the thing is that there is this like tricky, you know, sort of dicey passage to get there. You have to know how to make the right choice. I really feel it's sort of like a game of roulette right now, you know? It's like, you know, and that's just like The Price is Right, right? You know, the price is right, or is the price wrong? You know, is it worth the cost it takes to go through the door? I'm cutting it in 3s. Okay, ooh. All right, well, you know, we got 1, 2, there's shadow and light aspects involved in all of these piles, okay? Let's do it number 2. All right, so we still got some of that clearing to do, and it makes sense. We have, Pluto retrograde right now. We still have shadow work to do. It's going to be with us, through the fall, really. So 10:23 on the clock when I said that. New beginnings that come through this disruptive change, but the disruption causes us to have to look at our shadow, confront our shadow, and look at the ways that we hold ourselves back. Look at the ways that we limit ourselves. It does require also being willing to step into the shadow, as in step into that unknown territory where, your subconscious blocks, the limitations you put on yourself can hold you back from really being able to get a lay of the land. When you are moving into the unknown, a lot of the shadow aspects can be activated. The places inside of us that are afraid, the places inside of us that want to have all the answers, want to control the experience. There's no way to control an experience like that, though. The unknown is the unknown. It's the great big cosmic question mark. So you have to kind of just go with the flow, man, and see where it leads. All right. You can't get stuck in that energy. So there's definitely a need to confront shadow in moving forward into this new cycle that leads to your ultimate happiness and fulfillment. You can trip yourself up. You can trip yourself up. And it requires that we get a lay of the land by feeling our way through. That can be hard if you're feeling activated, right? If you're feeling nervous, if you don't know what your next steps are, if you've been stuck in a holding pattern for a while because you've been trying to figure out which way you should go, what door should I choose? And also, we're looking at what keys do we need to move forward, okay? And the keys came in with the with this particular deck, which is the Arcane Bullshit deck that I'm going to pull in here. We're going to choose a few cards from this. This is really going to be like a mixed bag reading. I want it to be like a cosmic, grab bag where anything can happen. We're going to just get spontaneous messages here, and we're going to go all over the map. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to encourage us to move into that more spontaneous energy. This read is totally spontaneous. Like, I just had it come into my consciousness, and I thought, all right, let's go for it. So we're going to take the top 3 cards here. All right. We're going to take the top 3 cards here. All right. I'm going to play along with you all. I'm going to choose a pile too, so I don't know what the heck I'm going to get, but, I'm ready to be surprised along with all of you. And there's sort of that spirit, with the energy moving forward. We have this Jupiter expansion. It is blessing energy, but we also got, this Saturn energy in the mix, which requires us to be mindful of the lessons we've already learned. Like, don't lose the lessons of the difficult experiences you've been through, because this cycle does involve towers. It does involve the breaking down of old things, and maybe these are things that you invested a lot of energy into, right? A lot of time and energy into. Maybe your lessons have been learned the hard way as you've been moving through this cycle. You might be a little weary. I'm picking that up from a lot of the collective, that you might be really weary. You might have an inkling about like, well, I think I should head in this direction, but I don't know how to get there. And you might be, I just heard this, and some of you are feeling really tired, and you're like, I don't even care. Pick a door for me. 14:44 on the clock when I said, don't worry, help's here, okay, help's here, and I have to say, like, Archangel Michael energy came in real big before this reading. I feel like there's definitely that sort of like, look out for your earth angels, look out for those helpful people that cross your path, where it's an encounter that just feels like, I don't know, there's something to that. There's something to that. Why did they say that? Just like that, you know, there's unexpected help coming in. There's going to be signposts that are sort of going to guide you on your way forward. And this here is the super awesome future deck. We got to bring in some of that super awesome energy as we move into this new cycle, right? Because we see that once we take the step out of the crossroads, once we choose the door we're going to walk through, once we have those keys we need to open that door, when we move forward with that chariot energy, and I love that the chariot came in because we're in this lunar cycle. It's the Cancer lunar cycle. Cancer kicked off this new moon. This is beautiful, you know, perfect. And it leads us to our 10 of Cups. But we know that with a 10, okay, before you get to that place of fulfillment, there's also something that needs to be let go. There's also something that needs to be released. And in a lot of ways, we often look at this as something external. But we neglect to focus on the part that's about shedding the parts of ourselves that we've outgrown. If you're going to step into your 10 of Cups, okay, first, before you get to the 10 and you reach that place of the 9 of Cups with the wish fulfillment, what do you need to do? You need to face the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is about, you invested a lot of energy in a particular direction, and then you choose to abandon it. You choose to abandon it because your soul is tugging you in a new direction, okay? So, and that leads to personal gratification. It leads to wish fulfillment. And then the 10 is the ultimate happiness. But the new beginning comes through the ending. And with some of this, you know, energy that is in the mix, all right, it's a little dicey out there. It's a little dicey out there. I'm going to take the top 3 from each pile. Okay. This is so fun. I can't wait to do a reading with all of these cards and just see what comes out. It's really exciting. I love playing like this and just moving with the flow of the energy, all right? Okay, I want to do these because these are really wild. These are not oracle cards, but I'm making them oracle cards, okay? They're it's actually a game called What Do You Meme? Okay, so we're gonna bring a little meme energy in here, and we're gonna pick 3 of these for each pile. And then yes, and then we'll pull one real spiritual deep card from the White Light Oracle. To sort of top things off, because I love the artwork on the back there. It has the wolf. I'll show you. It has the wolf. 18 on the clock when I said that, okay? 1s are all about new beginning, the new cycle. 8s all about destiny, stepping out of that fate, you know, and moving into your destiny. So the Tower is the fate, right? It's like, it's the, ooh, whoa, okay. I think that's a sign to stop there. The Tower comes, it brings the fate that, you know, deals us a raw hand, right? But then it's up to us to choose which way we want to move forward, all right? And that is the destiny. Okay, and that's interesting. Okay. And I'm taking them as they come out, you know, if there's something that's reversed, I'm taking it reversed. It'll just be interesting to see how this all pans out here. Oh, this just turned over, so I'm going to read this one right here. So I'm going to put this into the collective message. You'll get a feel for these cards. They're funny. When the unsaved number in your phone starts catching feelings, I think some of you are about to have a date with destiny. I really feel this. I feel that again, there's this, you know, earth angel energy that's really coming forward. And I feel like you're going to make some kind of connection with somebody. It's a helpful person, but they kick off this like chain of events. I just saw like you know when you push one domino, if you have them all lined up, they all, you know, they set off a chain reaction that creates the movement forward. It's like a wave of change. You're going to connect with somebody, all right? I feel like there's going to be some kind of exchange, you know, whether it's like, here's my number, you know, give me a call. Somebody wants to, you know, connect with you on something. You get some kind of important message that comes in. And maybe you're just kind of sitting on it, but this is the thing that carries you forward toward that happiness. You know, it's, so pay attention, collective. Okay. I love those cards. They're just so fun. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick one of these. These are actual pictures of memes. Okay. So there's the message, like, look, it's like, you're wondering, should I make that call? Should I connect with that person? You know, pay attention to, you know, who you feel drawn to connect to, who comes into your life in an interesting way and sort of piques your curiosity. Like, should I explore this? Should I look into this a little bit further? All right. Yeah, you know, catching the feelings. All right. Yeah, you could look at this in a romantic way, but I think it's actually beyond that. It's like, what is the soul activation that's occurring? What is the curiosity that is drawing you to explore a connection with this person? It doesn't have to be about romance, man. It can be, you know, it can be a new spiritual path opening up for you, a new cycle of growth, and this person plays a significant role. That just came in. It could be, you know, like I was saying, your date with destiny. Maybe there's something that you are supposed to create. Maybe there is some direction you're supposed to explore, you know. I got like this legacy energy. It's interesting. The sharpest teeth, who makes the most amazing candles if you ever want some really cool candles to work with. And they make really really potent candles. Okay, like they have an emperor candle and an empress candle that's awesome. Check them out. I have their page, their channel listed at the bottom of my home page on the BroadCoven channel here. If you look down at the bottom, I have you know, channels I dig. Okay, check out those people I got on there, but you'll see the sharpest teeth. If you want to get some good candles, connect with them. Okay. And that's so interesting. I lost the download on that. I'm not even sure why I brought in the candles. Isn't that funny? Maybe it'll make sense down the road why that slipped from my mind. Channeling's like that, you know? Okay. Let's go ahead and do one of these. This is the wolf, the Pathfinder, okay? And this is for this deck, the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And I don't go by any book definitions. I haven't even really looked at the book a whole lot. I just feel into the artwork and the way the archetypal imagery speaks to me when I work with these cards. And this is really wild because look what's on the bottom of this deck here. This is the ivory wish fulfilling crow. Okay, so I'm taking this also. This is really interesting, you know, this energy coming in here. I feel like there's big wish fulfillment on offer, but it's all about what step you choose to take out of the crossroads. Which door do you choose, and what are the keys you need to get there? So wolf medicine is about the pathfinder, okay? The wolf helps you retrieve the keys. I work with a fetch, okay? A fetch is like a, you know, an intermediary between you and spirit, all right? In one of the traditions that I work with, okay? And my fetch is a wolf, so I work with this medicine quite a bit. So let's see, and we're going to just choose one. What is a key that you need? All right, I'm just want to mix these up just a little bit because I don't want to shuffle these. They're just such beautiful cards. I don't want to hard shuffle them. All right, we're just going to mix them up a little bit here, though. Mix them up real good. All right. And to find out what are the keys we need to open the door and step forward into this wish fulfillment that leads to our ultimate happiness, our new direction. All right. Cutting it into 3. All right. So, door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. All right. And then to help make things crystal clear, all right, I'm going to choose a charm to put on each of these decks. And then I'll let you pick which pile you want. And from there, I'll start diving into these readings in separate videos. So be looking for them to come out, all right? I'm just going to see them through until I get them all done. All right, so let's check it out here. Let's see. So for door number 1, okay, so for door number 1, we have the wheelbarrow, okay? Put that right there. Door number 2. Door number 2, we have the car. It's interesting. They're both means of moving things, right? Both means of movement. That's so funny. All right. So door number 3. Interesting. We have a thimble. Okay. So, one more time. All right. We got door number 1 with the wheelbarrow, door number 2 with the car, and door number 3 with the thimble. Make your choice and then look for your video to come with your reading. All right, y'all. I'll see you soon.